Unless you've been sleeping under a rock, I'm pretty sure we're all aware of what Falcons Flight is. It is the world record-breaking, freaking planet-destroying looking roller coaster that was announced by Quiddiya, or Six Flags, or whoever, this organization that is supposedly going to be finishing up by 2030. Of course, there's speculation by a lot of people. Actually, I'll just put it this way. There's basically two sides. There's a side that believes that this is not going to happen at all right now. Like, nothing. It's not going to happen, period. Just shut up. Leave it in the dust. Then there's a side that does believe it's going to happen, but they don't think it's going to be as extreme or insane as they are putting this out to be. And I can see why they think that. But if this really is Intamin doing the coaster, I think that we're in for something much better than what we've seen in the animation. I think it's going to be probably the same concept. A lot of the stuff will look the same, but it's not going to be quite as, extreme or insane as this is putting it out to be. But I do believe it's going to smash records, and it's going to be probably the biggest roller coaster out there, period. And the one topic that I don't think many people have been talking about at all, a few people have talked about this, a few people have brought it up, me and my friends have talked about it a little bit, is the question of, is this going to be the best coaster in the world? If it were to happen, of course. We got to remember that this might not happen, it might happen, who knows. Even if it does happen, I don't know if it'll be as extreme as this, but we will see. And that is the question that I'm asking here. Is it going to be the number one coaster in the world? And I'm going to boldly say this. This coaster would be undeniably the greatest ride in existence, and somebody would have to go to extreme freaking measures to beat this. When you really think about it and you look at a coaster on this scale and you're just watching it, you're just seeing what elements it's doing, you think what it would look like when it was actually running in real life. And it truly, from my mind, would look like an absolute monster. Alright, so I've got this rendering here thanks to Coaster Heads, and I'm actually going to be going through the whole layout and telling you guys what I think about this whole entire ride itself. We've never actually gotten a full POV, and Coaster Heads did sort of a rendering of what it would probably look like, and right here it is. So you start out, of course, it's probably going to turn, go up this lift hill. I don't really know how tall this first freaking lift hill is. I think it's like in the 300-foot range. I'm not exactly sure. I really don't even know, actually. It just probably is. It'll either be a hyper drop or a giga drop right here. But this isn't even the highest one of the ride, obviously, so that's crazy. Once you crest over this, you're going to go down this really big drop. It's going to be pretty good, I'm sure. I'm sure that we'll get some great ejector going over this first drop. It's probably going to be really fun. And then once you get to the bottom of this first drop, you go through kind of a speed hill. I don't know if it'll bank like that. It might. And then you're going to go up this really big hill. It's not as big as some of the hills that come later, but it's still pretty big. Then you're going to kind of turn a little bit. You go up a second big hill, and I'm sure these are going to be really sustained ejector. They're going to be incredible. Then you are going to go through sort of another speed hill, and then this Stangle dive, which I'm not sure if Coaster Heads just put here because they want it to go there, or it might actually be there. It's 50-50 if that's actually what's going to happen there. I really don't know. Then this is probably where you're going to start going up the LSM lift hill. It's probably going to be similar to Lightning Rod, I'd assume. I don't really know. Maybe they're going to use something different. Maybe it's even another cable lift, but I highly doubt that. I think it's going to be LSMs. It's probably going to be a really quick launch. And then, of course, you start sidewinding a little bit. This is probably going to be the boring point of the ride, Not too boring, though, because I'm sure the view is going to be incredible just looking over that 650-foot tall cliff. Yes, this cliff is supposed to be 650 feet tall. Then, of course, comes the massive drop. I am not sure how this drop would play out. I don't know if it would actually go into the freaking mountain like it does here. Like, look at this. How are they going to do that? I really don't know if they're going to make it go into the mountain. Maybe it'll actually just drop over the edge, but we will see. Then, of course, it is going to go up the first of two absolutely freaking massive airtime hills. I'm pretty sure they're going to be over 400 feet, something like that. Of course, you go up the second one, and this one is just about the same. They do take them a little slow, so I don't know how the airtime is going to play out, but just the adrenaline rush, the mad speed you're going to be feeling is insane. Then you go through this long spread out bank turn, which will be probably decent, and then they show a little airtime hump, which will probably be good. You go over another little ejector hill, and then you're going to go up this Immelman, which I don't know how that's going to be. I'm curious to see if that'll be as cool as it looks. And then you go into this oval-shaped helix, and then you come around and pop into the brakes. So that is pretty much it for Falcons Flight. I mean, we're looking at a ride here that's going to be going well over 150 miles per hour, well over 600 feet tall, and probably close to 10,000 feet long. I have no idea. Maybe more, maybe less. But it's going to set extreme records if this actually happens. And from what I counted from the actual rendering from Coaster Heads, it should have 10 to 12 solid airtime moments total. How good are some of the more spread out ones, like the two giant hills near the end, going to be? I don't know, but still, the least it's going to have is like 10 airtime moments, and that's pretty solid. And I don't think the airtime is what's going to make this coaster number one. I think it is the pure adrenaline rush. You put it all together, and you've got this one massive coaster that's just going so fast. It is so tall. It is just so massive, and it's really unstoppable at this point. You look at it, and you're like, how can you top this? Like, how can you even beat something of this scale? Not even an RMC could really top this. I mean, let's be honest. The current top coaster out there, at least for the majority of people, is Steel Vengeance. I don't really think that Steel Vengeance has a chance up against something like Falcons Flight, to be honest. Even rides like Intimidator 305, Zadra, Lightning Rod, even those rides have no chance against something this big. It is just completely massive, and it is truly unbelievable how powerful this coaster looks. Will it happen? Who knows? If it does, it probably won't be as insane as it's looking here. But I assume that it'll be something similar to it. So that is pretty much all I'm talking about here today, is really just Falcons Flight in general. I'm just so excited to see if this thing actually happens. We've got a few years before it would even supposedly be built. We don't know if it's going to be built. Will it? I have no idea. No one really knows, honestly. But if it does, it'll probably be incredibly epic. And most likely the most insane and unbeatable coaster in this time period. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Post your comments in the section below. What do you think of Falcons Flight? Do you think this would be the number one coaster in the world? I truly think so, by miles. Like, I don't see anything coming near this. So that's pretty much all for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, coaster fans, I will see you later.